What's going on here? It's the lighting like. So lit. Yeah. Very bright like that. Yeah. Ooh, the presents. Hey, bear with me a second. I'm just giving my dad bought Depp and Storm presents, and I'm just sorting them both out with one. I'm sorry about the rustling, because I think that'll get on my tits, but it's just temporary. Bear with me. Storm, Jumbone. There you go, darling. Merry Christmas, girls. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. You know, I'm kind of, yeah, it's not as white as it was last night when I was out on my sleigh visiting all you lot. Just the ones that were nice, not naughty. Right, hold on a minute, because I can't get the right. Can anyone say anything just so that I know that the chat's live, if you don't mind? Yeah, if there's a problem, then obviously I need to resolve it. Here we go. Yeah, right. Ho ho ho! Season's greetings to you, brother. Much love from my home to yours, and I hope you're doing all right. I hope Santa was. I hope you like the gifts that when I came down your chimney. Oh, I got my stepson a Christmas card, and it had Rudolph obviously at the front, and then just directly behind him, it had, so you got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Just behind Rudolph, you had Frank, the Brown-Nosed Reindeer, and a little speech bubble saying, "Ease up on the fucking brakes," and then this bewildered look on Rudolph's face. You have to see it really, because I've not actually given it. I wish I'd got up a little bit earlier, but I had a late one last night. So how's everyone doing? Have you actually got any? Have you got any plans for today? Have you got anything lined up, or are you just having a chilled one? Oh, that's very, very kind, Outrider. Yeah, that's a really, really lovely thing to say. And this has made my day as well. It's a game changer. This is a game changer. Finally doing live streams, and now I know what I'm doing. And you'll become very familiar with this backdrop. And obviously, when time goes by, the cars will disappear. But it's quite a chilled, peaceful backdrop. My dad was saying that he's seen some some live streams on YouTube. Hey, Sandra, Merry Christmas to you too, sweetheart. Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing all right. Are you on your own? Are you on your own, or are you with you got family, got kids? Or are you on your Todd? Either way it's all right because we're together. And yeah, so he was watching. He's watched a couple of live streams, and he gets irritated when people put loads and loads of really, really kind of highbrow books in the background. He calls them a show off. He calls them a show off bastard. Literal term, show off bastard. I bet you can't even read any of those books. They're just there as an extension of your ego. That was the point he was getting at. Hello, Joanna Morgan. Yeah, I'm having an all right day. I wish I'd got up a little bit earlier because I do feel like I've wasted a chunk of the day. I still didn't get around to wrapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presents. I just didn't get around to it. I got sidetracked. And last night's live stream was meant to be a 3-minute test video that turned into what was it? An hour and 40 minutes, an hour and 50 minutes, something like that, which is, it's a bit longer than 3 minutes, but I think I was just kind of just really excited, and really, really chuffed and glad, just really glad that this paid off. Because I think if you say, right, I'm good, I'll do a live stream, first live stream, with the tester first the day before. But I want to do a live stream so that those of you who are on your own today won't be feeling alone, because we can interact. We might not be able to talk to each other, but we are, but just in a different format. And as we move along and I start to familiarize myself with the whole live streaming thing, I'll get a better camera. I think the lighting's shut up. The lighting's fine. I'm quite happy with that. It's not too bright, and the sound, according to you guys, is adequate enough for you to be able to hear me. But I might invest in a second phone so we can do call-ins. But then I don't know how I would. Again, this is way down the line, because that's a lot for me to get my head around, because I don't know how that's done. So that'll take a little bit of research so that we can maybe have call-ins, so we can have a proper conversation live, but we're miles away from that at the moment. So baby steps. I've got a giant mug of vodka and orange. No, it's tea. It's just tea. I'm driving in a bit because I'm not paying. You're on your own, but by no means alone or lonely. That's so lovely. Yeah, that's very positive, and that's what our little tribe promotes. When you go in the comments section and you look at how people are interacting and what they're saying to each other, and considering everything that's happening in the world, we are managing to hold on to positivity, and that's for a lot of people, that's a challenge in and of itself, especially for people that are part of the conscious movement, not the awake movement, because again, there's a sliding scale of what awake really is. And I believe that the vast majority of us are truly awake. So because of that, I prefer the conscious movement, because it's your conscious, and your subconsciousness that's awake as well. You know, you see, sometimes you just see everything all at once, whereas most people have got a very kind of blinkered, and that's how they live their life. And I can't get my head around that, because that's not living. That's not living. But yeah, you're chilled, and even less lonely, Joanna, because we're together on Christmas Day. And Merry Christmas. I've not even opened any of the presents that I have got yet, because I was aware of time, and I don't want this to be a short live stream. I wanted to, I left a comment on the live stream comment section. I forgot what I was going to say. I hope this doesn't start. So someone bought me this. I don't know if you can make it out. She's not actually said what it is, but I've got a feeling, something in my head is telling me that this is anthracite and protects you from all this 4G and 5G body radiating, cancer causing bastardness. It's very interesting. I like interesting. When someone gives me a gift and it's just really predictable, or money in a card, that to me is a bit of a cop out. When I buy gifts for people, I end up the gifts there's so much thought that goes into what I buy for people at Christmas, to the point where I'm thinking, should I keep this? Get them something else? I don't really like this. And yeah, my wish for the new year is that people will learn to dig deep and find their rich seam of inner strength. That is so poetic, absolutely beautiful. I love that. I love the English language. It was one of the few subjects at school that I did stick around for, because I think we've got such a beautiful, beautiful language, and it's made up from, so many other countries. So it's a very, very complex language as well, because we've been invaded so many times, and here we are again, being invaded again. So, but I've got absolutely no interest whatsoever in learning to read and write in Arabic. It's never happening. Never happening. I'm hoping to be part of the army of patriotic men and women that march these bastards back off to where they came from. Because there aren't any doctors, scientists, or engineers amongst these people. I was saying easy 30 years ago that we need to completely and totally shut our borders off. We're an island, for fuck's sake. We've got a giant natural moat around the country, around the kingdom. I don't like the word kingdom. Our country, our countries, ours, because that's what they are. Yeah, to completely seal off the borders of anyone coming in. To anyone that didn't catch the last live stream, I did make a point of saying that I'd sat on my glasses the other night, so they are a little bit wonky. So I'm having to straighten them up a little bit because I can see my face and it's annoying me. Yeah, to shut down the borders and get our own house in order, get everything flowing, get everything fixed, and then allow people that into the country that would contribute, not just financially to the economy, but to help enrich society as well. Because I do believe that there are plenty of different cultures in this country that live completely peaceful alongside us, you know, and embrace our culture and our way of life. They've got no interest in changing anything about this country, you know. Your Hindus, your Jews, your Sikhs, you know, they just we just coexist. We coexist without any problems. It's just that one ideology, that one. Hello, Lana. How you doing, beautiful? I've kind of Lana's been a big help to me. She sent me, she's emailed me stuff and helped me out with quite a few things. And I'd just like to say publicly, thank you very much, Lana. Greatly appreciated, and thank you for the Christmas card. But we do have two Lanas, so if I remember right, not bad for someone who's shit with remembering names. So Lana, can you confirm? I think so. I'm looking at your profile picture. I'm pretty sure this is the Lana that sent me a Christmas card because she figured out where I lived, my actual address, just from the second part of that video on that walk and talk that I had to take down because she figured it out. She's a sleuth and extremely intelligent and talented young lady. She sent yeah, right. I knew it was you, Lana, because I can just make out your profile pic. You look beautiful. You look so beautiful, like an angel, which is very fitting for Christmas Day, you know. Well, although I don't know how you'd I don't know if the top of my Christmas tree could take you sat on it. Oh, but yeah, Lana is a very, 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 very talented artist. I mean, I'm qualified to teach art, but to adults at entry level. So it's nothing, it's not nothing wow, But Lana is on a whole new level, I've seen one of her paintings, Lana, can you confirm, do you use pastels? Because they look like pastels. What's your favorite medium? Has anyone started out on the lash yet? Has anyone pulled the self-review? I'd be very surprised if any of you guys have not had a little bit of a tipple yet. I'll probably get started as soon as I arrive at my destination, but then I've got to drive home again, so I won't be getting pissed until I get home, and then I will make up for it. And yeah, if there's anyone that's still up, because I know that we do have some proper disciplined members of our little tribe that go to bed at a specific time, quite early, which is really, really healthy. That's how we should be. We should be going to bed, as soon as it gets dark, and then getting up as soon as it gets light, which this time of year leaves you with about 4 hours sleep. I can't function off that. I've got to have a minimum of 8 hours sleep. I knew it was pastels. I knew it was pastels from one artist to another, and pastels, they take some getting used to. It's it can be a difficult medium, but you've obviously mastered it. You know, that leopard looked like a photograph. You know, incredibly talented. Happy Christmas, yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas, Lee. From Koh Samui. From Koh Samui, everybody. I'm dreading coming back to the UK. I've never heard of Koh Samui. What's up, Samui? If you can drop it down in the comments, Lee, of what country that is. I'm thinking Thailand. Don't dread coming home, mate, because it's home. Right. So what's your and you're welcome, Lana. You're welcome. You know, those comments that, you know, everything I say is genuine, you know, from the heart, always. And your art blew me away. Blew me away. So 1 hour flight from Bangkok, middle of the ocean. So what were you like, just have you just had a holiday where you just spent the whole holiday treading water? Yeah, so that's an unusual holiday destination, and I wouldn't expect anything less from our little tribe to be a little bit, you know, a little bit different, you know, instead of the yeah, I went to Benidorm again. Been going there for the last 25 years. There's a whole big, beautiful world out there full of incredible culture and wildlife and weather and people, you know. So going back to the same place year after year after year, which is just a warmer version of England, you know, like Blackpool abroad. That's what I see Benidorm as. I would never go there. Never go there. I like to see when I go to another country. I like to get into the back streets, you know, the back roads, and go on little adventures, you know, and find people that are, you know, traditional. Like when people come to England, they expect everyone, especially the Americans, you know, I mean, they love our accent, and I think deep down they've got this kind of stereotype of us of either being some form of like talking like James Bond with proper English, you know, talking like this, and sipping cups of tea out of bone china with your little finger sticking out. I think there are a lot of Americans that kind of picture us like that a little bit. Well, yeah, the only country I've ever gone back to twice was Italy. The first time I went there, it felt like home. It felt like home, but I didn't really go anywhere, to any tourist traps. It was always kind of little tiny villages and stuff. That's where the true people of that country, if you want to get the essence of a true Italian or a true Greek, you know, get out there and explore. So Joanna, I've had 2 dark chocolate cherry liqueurs. Lovely. That sounds really nice. Yeah. Where did you buy that from? Because I wouldn't mind trying that. And a glass of wine. I am an angel made from recycled leftover parts from real angels. Oh, absolutely love that. Love that. I think you're a you could, yeah, yeah. You're an intriguing woman, Joanna. Excellent sense of humour. Lee. So yeah, mate. I'm a ground worker. I live in North Wales. Nice. Had enough of the fucking rain and chemtrails. Needed some sun. Been there a month. Yeah. So no chemtrail issues over there at all then, Lee. I suppose it's where you've been, which I'm assuming is a little island, not treading water for a month. It's not populated enough to warrant them putting a plane in the air to do that sort of shit, you know. But yeah, when are you due back then, Lee? When are you due back? Mud Fossil Earth. That's an interesting YouTube name. Mud Fossil. Yeah. Yeah. Merry Christmas from me and my dog Chester. Much love to you both. You and your best mate there. Hope you're all having a great day. Slipping a honey Jack Daniels. Like, I love that. I love that. I'll read the rest of the comments and then I'll come back to that. Yeah, I will Google it, mate. It sounds very exotic and very chilled. Again, that's another aspect of going somewhere that's a bit different, a little bit out of the norm. Is generally way more peaceful, you know, because I think you'd probably end up with other people that have gone there as for a holiday that are very like-minded, you know, probably a little bit spiritual in some way. Back shortly, Lana. Back shortly. Got a little fox that comes every night at dusk for his dinner, so I'm off out to feed him. Won't be long. Oh, I love foxes. I love them. You know, we've got literally got our own wild dogs in this country because that's what they are. They're canine, you know, and they're absolutely beautiful. There was a woman that used to, I think she still does. She'd get chicken that's kind of just starting on the turn. I don't know where she gets it from. I don't even know what her name is, but I've nicknamed her Vixen because when I was at that point where I was in a bit of a dark place and I was just taking the girls out at night time and that was it. I was living like a vampire. And so I took the girls out particularly late one night, and on the way down to the path where the path starts, I just noticed a fox on one side of the street, a fox on the other side of the street. I could make out a fox down the jitty way that I have to go to take where I take the girls for a walk and do the walk and talks. And I got down there, and then I put that at that point I've got my head torch on, and I'm seeing so many pairs of eyes looking at me all over, and then I'm seeing them running across the path. And then I kind of took them for a walk, came back on myself, and there was this woman feeding all of these foxes. There must have been easily 10, maybe more, 10 foxes, and they were taking these raw chicken directly from her hands, and it's something she does every night. And that kind of made me realize why there were so many foxes around. They were waiting to be fed by Vixen. So I just kind of went right out of the way of her and these foxes and just peered through. The dogs were quiet. Peered through a little gap in a bush and just watched her do a thing. that beautiful, beautiful connection between people and wildlife. Again, we're all connected. We're all connected. I'm going to get a flight home. This is Lee. Get a flight home. I don't know why I keep saying the names, because you can see which comments I'm reading. I don't know. Flight home next week, I think, mate. Well, you know, just make the downside to going anywhere that's beautiful and beneficial to your soul goes far too quickly. You arrive and you think, right, I've got a month of this fucking paradise, and then before you know it, you're going through all the stress of checking in and all of the stress of coming back home again on a very, very cramped, packed in like sardines flight, you know. So it kind of takes a little bit of what you've just got from that place. It just kind of strips it a little bit, you know. It's so stressful. Airports do my head in. It had floods here, and I watched the village kids swimming in the flood puddles. I love that. I love that. And that'd be really, really good for their immune system as well. Yeah, these kids, it's another fine example of when you get lemons, you know, these kids are making lemonade. Joanna, hi Lana. I feed the foxes too. I love this. I've got some leftover chicken. I love that. I love that. I love interacting with nature. And to anyone who's got a dog or a cat or a parrot or a cockatiel or a budgie, canary, whatever, you know, we make friends with them. We form bonds with them. So that is our kind of, we are in constant connection with nature, you know. And then you add on top of that your house plants. I see them as, you know, because to a house plant in a pot, you are God. It can't survive without you, you know, and neither can your pets. Cats, maybe, you know, cats are very, very independent. You know, they're just there and everywhere. They say the average cat's got an average of 3 owners. And but I've always been a dog man. I grew up with dogs. My mum used to breed them, breed German shepherds for beer tokens to go out on the piss. So I've always been around dogs and puppies, and I love dogs. I love them. I absolutely love them. They are man's best friend and woman's best friend. I wonder if I can read the comments. No, that's not happening. Is the lady called Deb? She has loads of foxes she feeds. How do you know that, Joanna? Are you from around here? Are you familiar with Long Eaton? I've never asked her her name, but she's got like bob length hair, blonde hair. She's probably, I would say she's probably in her mid-50s. Quite relatively petite. I don't know if that matches up with the person that you're talking about, Joanna. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I bet you're typing away now. Actually, it's 11 p.m. there now. Again, it's you know, that fascinates me as well. You know, that you're in the middle of your day, whilst other people are in the middle of their sleep somewhere else in the world. 28 degrees. Oh man. I'm telling you, I fucking hate this time of year. I hate it. Everywhere's damp, cold, you know. The days are far too short. I was definitely designed for a very, very hot climate. you would never hear me complain. You know, so many British people moan, "Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. I've had enough now, Frank. We need a good rain to clear the air." You'll never hear me say that. You know, the more heat, the better. I love it. I love it. I'm definitely not cut out for English weather or our climate or our hemisphere. These Thai people live so basic, mate, and all they do is smile. The less you've got, the happier you are. Because generally, not everyone, you know. Maybe Klaus Schwab is basing his little plans on the fact that he thinks that everyone who owns nothing will be happy. Well, fuck you, Klaus. But yeah, I've never been to a third world holiday destination, and always wanted to. I should have had the opportunity at one point to go with my dad to Africa, but unfortunately, that was a point in my life where I ended up going to jail. So whilst my dad and my sister were traveling around, you know, the countryside and what have you, with these guides and you know, these Land Rovers and stuff, checking out wild dogs and zebras and elephants and yeah, and going off piste and seeing these beautiful little mud hut villages, and yeah, that's my cup of tea. You know, I would love to go and visit the Maasai. I've got a few bits and bobs that are related to that tribe. Always smiling, always happy, and proper, really tall as well. You know, their genetics. Yeah, you know, mate, coming home to this weather, you know, the damp and the darkness, and getting a fire going, it just kind of makes everything all right again. You know, it's a really, really lovely way to ease back into reality and life in your home country. Her channel is Debs. I don't know her, but I live in the West Midlands, not far from Derbyshire. I can't wait for spring so I can grow some beans and spend time outdoors. Yeah, me too. Me too. I own nothing much, but that's okay. Yeah, we don't need much. You know, the reason I've got a shitload of so much stuff is because I'm probably kind of more towards the extreme end of prepping, and it all takes up space. So I try to keep certain rooms immaculate so that I've got places that I can spend in my own home where you know, they say clutter on the eyes is clutter on the mind. So my front room, you know, I get a little bit of a fire going and just chill out. Yeah, I love it in there. Hold on a minute. I'm just really, really curious, Joanna, about this Debs. I want to just confirm. Just bear with me a second, guys. I'll be right back. I don't know where my phone is. Ah, there it is. So, the actual channel is called Debs, then, Joanna. I just need to look it up. I'm so curious to see if it's the same woman. Deb's Foxes, that came straight up. Hello, my baby. Oh my God. Look at them. They're just so beautiful. The only downside to this is that it's all, none of it's going to be footage of her face. So that I've got no way of connecting really to figure out whether or not it's the same woman or not. But I'm pretty sure there are quite a few people. Well, there are 2 people on here, and there's only 15 of us. You know, two people here that feed foxes. So I'm sure that it is, you know, for people who care about our wildlife and benefit from that connection. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that feed foxes, and I love the idea of that, you know. So from the back of the caravan, I'll catch up on the comments in a sec. Bear with me. From the back of the caravan, as you're looking out where you wash the pots, there's the River No, and then on the other side of the River No is a badger set, and when it just starts to get dark, just, you know, in between light and dark, you know, dusk, they all come out, and they're just beautiful. They are the largest, pound for pound, the largest indigenous UK carnivore. Right, David, let's get this party started. You know, I love your, you know, after everything that's happened to you, David, all of that physical damage that you took, and the well, we'll call them disabilities, you know, the disabilities, but you're not disabled. You're not. See, you see, I don't like the word disabled, because it means you it's almost like you switched off, or you turned off, or you just, there's no capability. But the fact that it's affected your eyesight so much and various other aspects of your health, you're just ridiculously positive all the time, you know. I don't think I've read a single comment from you that's not made me smile or feel a little bit uplifted in some way. So thank you, and much love, brother. Merry fucking Christmas. All right, Annie. Yes, I am live again. Yeah, you've not missed much. Just a general chat, really. Yeah, if anyone listening or watching this wants to pick a topic of conversation, I'm more than happy to go down that route, because yeah, we can only learn from each other, and it's good to talk, get things off your chest, and know that you're talking to someone that probably understands you more than a lot of other people, possibly. She's a lovely lady and very caring. Yeah, I think anyone that goes out of their way to feed foxes and shows warmth and love towards them, because they'll pick up on that, you know. Very, very intelligent, very intelligent. She's gonna be lovely and caring by nature if you're going to do something like that. You don't get you know, an apathetic, selfish bastard going out and feeding foxes, you know. Yeah, you know, that rock sign there, it's got, we've talked about this, Annie, when we met up with everyone at the pub, and you see a lot of these nut job Holly weirdos doing that, symbolizing the devil. But every now and then, if someone lets me out in my car, every now and then I'll do that. Cheers, mate. It doesn't mean that I'm part of the fucking Illuminati, you know. So I think it's to me that's it's rock and roll. Nothing to do with demonology, not with us. It's all about context. Oh, and that is love in sign. So in sign language. So that's not far off love, Annie. Waldo, my dear boy. Love it, love it. Yeah, I'm a bit of a kind of a bar humbug bastard, really. I'm not. I think a lot. The thing is, why do we have to wait a full year for everyone to come together in a really, really positive way? Generally. Sometimes it can go tits up when you've had one too many. And previous kind of dormant disputes that might have been in the family can sometimes just appear and wreck everything. But yeah, I am a bit of a bar humbug. I'm not a fan of Christmas, partly because Sal was such a massive fan of Christmas. So I think I've kind of gone the other way. On top of the fact that it's just so commercial, and the Santa Claus that all of these young children picture in their head was actually a creation by Coca-Cola. And yeah, it's so fake and pretentious, and we shouldn't just have to just come together as family and friends once a year. We shouldn't have to just wait. Grinch. Yeah, what's the other one? Krampus. That's like the nemesis of Santa Claus. Yeah, I prefer him, because he's a bastard. I don't. And again, there's more. I think I would be torn if I had kids. I'd be torn between telling them the truth that Santa doesn't exist, but then I'd also be thinking. I remember back to when I was a kid, just lying there listening out for sleigh bells. That kind of imagination and the magic. But further down the line, you get to find out that Santa Claus was a lie, and you've been lied to. So yeah, I'm more along the lines of honesty. Yeah, see you later, Lee. I don't know if I've caught you in time there. Have a great day, brother. Much love from my home to yours, and from all of us. Merry Christmas. Purple Grinch. What's a purple Grinch? And yeah, symbolism does suck, Annie. It does. Amanda. Hey, Amanda. How you doing, lass? You okay? I hope you're hope you are well. Just to let you know that I am definitely not a flat earther. No, I don't. Again, I don't really. I won't just kind of not like someone because of their belief system, as long as they don't try and push their belief system on me. That's my only issue, But then what's to say that the Earth isn't flat? We just don't know. None of us have been to space and seen this beautiful blue marble floating through space. There are lots of theories that I do think we'll find out one day, but I don't lean towards the flat Earth side of things. I do believe that it says something in the Bible apparently about the Earth being flat, or I don't know. But I mean, Mark Devlin is a very switched on man, so I was really surprised, really, that he was a flat earther. But that still doesn't detract away from the fact that he is switched on, and knows quite a lot, especially about the music. Yeah, especially about the music business. Because you know, again, it's a universal language. I've not met a single person in 52 years of my life that didn't love some sort of music, you know, and they know that, so they use it to they weaponize that as well. It's fucking, just leave us alone. Leave us alone. You've had an epic day avoiding all things festive. Woman after my own heart. Stockings, Annie. I'm in suspense. Love it. See that sense of humour, David. Love it. You know, always up there, always happy. I'm sure you have your moments, but generally, you've got a wicked sense of humour, mate. And I've been able to put a face to the name as well, because you sent me a photo. You emailed me a photo of you, so I've got a face now. You know, I'm not just looking at an Arsenal badge. Because I mean, I did hear that they had a supporter. I'm just fucking with you, mate. Forest, you know, Notts Forest is doing very, very well, you know, rising back up again. Santa Claus claustrum, to do with sacred secretion, bringing gifts down the chimney. Yes, Lana. I've put that. I put something that explains all of that and it was a perfect YouTube channel, and perfect YouTube video explaining the Santa Claus, the claustrum, and the whole kind of, yeah, the seed, you know, the path to true enlightenment. So I understand what you're saying there, Lana, and even though it's in the playlist of the channel, it's locked, and I don't know how to unlock it so that everyone can see it. It's something I'll look into it, because I think most of you guys would be interested in that video, because it I already knew a few bits and bobs, but it was a very, very well put together video, and very constructive, and yeah, it kind of filled in a lot of gaps. But then there will be Christians out there that would probably be pissed off, and because it kind of goes against their belief system. I'm surprised, Annie, you've not said what colour are your knickers to David. Oh, now I've got a mental image of David. Now I know what it looks like wearing knickers. I've got to fuck that off. Maybe I should get a glass of wine down me. Good afternoon, Hugh McBeef. Are you a Scotsman? Merry Christmas to you, brother, and God bless you too. I hope you're having a cracking day, or had a cracking day. Thanks for all the little hearts coming up. It's so lovely. That's so lovely, you know. Annie, you just got a kiss from David. Oh, get a fucking room. I hope to have had a nice day. I have just had a homemade dopiazza and watched a blueprint for the possible future Terminator. Class film, yeah. And let me elaborate a bit on that, right? Because it might just do your head in a little bit. Now, Sally had 2 kids, and so my stepson and my stepdaughter, and they are called Reese and Sarah, named after characters in the Terminator. So you add that on top of the fact that I have an inner feeling that I'm actually not preparing for me, that I'm actually preparing for Reese. So yeah, you know, on top of the fact that Skynet is a real thing, it's an actual company. It does exist. So, and they're building, you know, these robotic dogs, and they've got humanoid-looking robots with state-of-the-art artificial intelligence that can hold a proper conversation with you. It's madness. It's madness, and I think AI is unnecessary. It's not necessary. We don't need it. We don't need it. What we need is to bring back community spirit. That's what we need, to come away from tech and go back to nature. I'm not sure what it was that I'd said that's cracked you up, Lana, but I'm just glad that I did, you know. Lana, I saw that video too. I don't wear knickers for fresh air is free for now. Oh, bit of blue for dads. Yeah, I did a video on underwear, and that was around Christmas because I held up a pair of my boxer shorts that were that had I think it was a couple of cherries or something on the front. Pretty decent Christmas boxer shorts, and started the video saying "ding dong," and then went on to be a bit more serious about it, stating that making sure that you've got lots and lots of spare underwear moving forward, because personal hygiene is important down there. You can get all sorts of problems, and underwear is one of the smallest garments that we own, so they use less water and take less time to dry. So stocking up on underwear is important, especially you ladies, you know, sensible knickers. You know, I'm not talking about G-strings. You know, they look so uncomfortable. You know, I can never get my head around that. Santos Bonacci and John St. Julian have done a lot on it that I've seen. I've lost the thread on that. I do apologise. But yeah, talk amongst yourselves because I've got no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds interesting. You know, I've not got a pen or paper. I would have written it down so I could look it up. Right, yeah. Oh, it's fascinating. Yeah, look into it, David. It's fascinating, and I believe that it will resonate with you because if you look back historically, the Egyptians were fully aware of this, fully aware. They knew all about this, and it is absolutely mind blowing and fascinating, and we live in a world full of just full to the brim of distractions and psyops and shit, that it could be quite difficult for us to achieve that level of, you know, but not impossible. I do think you need to be a little bit spiritual and open-minded to fully grasp. I'll see if I can find the video, and I'll link it in the comment in the community section for you to look at this specific video, David. So you'll have a proper good take on it, because it's just really, really well put together. G-strings are like wearing a cheese cutter. Yeah. So you've obviously worn G-strings at some point, Annie. Yeah, they don't look. I think the purpose behind G-strings was to remove the visible panty line, the VPL. Yeah. So they came out with G-strings. But oh man, yeah, just I can't imagine. You know, you see, I'm not a budgie smuggler, trunks kind of guy. I'm a boxer shorts man, and boxer shorts that are fitted, proper fitted, you know, with like extra space at the front for me 17 inches, centimeters, millimeters. Yeah. No, I'm very happy with what God gave me. Watch one on Inspired, same topic. I think that might actually be the one that I was going to recommend. Yeah, I think that was the one, David. Yeah, I'm almost certain of it. Small items. Well, you haven't seen mine. You're a big knickers girl, are you? Well, you know, sometimes it's about comfort. You know, wear something a little bit more interesting and a bit easier on the eyes of a male suitor. You know, I don't know where that came from. Pigs in blankets. I do like pigs in blankets. Just to let you know, Rose, I have absolutely love your sense of humour, beautiful energy and channel. Thank you, Amanda. That's very kind. That's very kind. Our sense of humour, and I know that I've mentioned this in previous videos, so again, I don't want to be a parrot. I don't like to keep repeating certain things, but there are certain things that I will repeat more and more as time goes by, because I think that they're very, very, very important and underrated. And maintaining your sense of humour throughout this entire event and whatever's coming our way will help you tremendously. It will make such a massive difference. I mean, I think a lot of British people, we can do that anyway. I think it's I think someone mentioned it. There, David. Yeah, gallows humor. Yeah, you hold on to your sense of humor, you know, because it's infectious. I've seen videos like where there's obviously been two people in cahoots. One of them is just laughing his tits off, just looking at an iPad or his phone or something like that, and there's another person that's filming the response of everyone on the bus or the train or whatever, and they all start laughing. They've got no idea what this guy's laughing at, no idea, but they're laughing their tits off. It's infectious and it feels good. It's medicine. Very important. So Joanna, absolutely, you can fit more contraband in boxes. No room for contraband in my boxes. Yeah, my porn name is Terry Tripod. Or Tripod Terry. Yeah, I agree with that, Annie. It's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean. And even better if you've got, if both. Terry, did you get the email I sent you about identifying source dairy farms by code on packaging? Yeah, I did. I'm sorry I didn't respond. It's been a mad one. Again, I've still got presents I haven't wrapped, and it's dark now, So I think I'm probably going to end up missing out on tea, actually eating, but I will still be going down there, but going down there a little bit later, which will mean me coming back later, and maybe doing another live stream, because I'm loving this. I've wanted to do this for so long, but I could never do it on my phone, and so I just had this kind of gut feeling that it might work on the desktop version on a laptop, and so my dad giving me this, it's changed everything. What a Christmas present, for us to be able to interact like this off the back of my dad palming me off with his laptop. Norman Wisdom, contagious laughter. Have you missed the see off on purpose? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for sending it, Lana. Again, we can only make each other richer. We do. I can remember being sat down with a fellow support worker that had turned handyman when I was working in kids' homes, and he was a proper Rasta, a proper Rastafarian, as in the religion. Really long dreadlocks and just a peaceful vibe coming off him. Really, really nice guy. And I can remember being sat with him, and I just said, I'm very, very wealthy, very rich. And I saw a look of disappointment on his face, because he was a humble man, and Rastafarianism is a very peaceful and loving religion that involves a little bit of that, because I think it gets them closer to God. And I can sort of understand that. So he had this look of disappointment on his face after me saying that I am rich and very wealthy. And then I followed that through with saying, but I've got no money. And he understood what I meant. I've got my health, I had my dog, I had a roof over my head, had a beautiful wife, a job that I was made for, designed for, good friends, and that makes me very, very wealthy, very rich. Doesn't necessarily mean in a monetary way, your bank balance. There are better ways of being wealthy. Yes, you can. I can lend you some large knickers. Who's that aimed at? Me? Yeah, but that would make me like on the first rung of the ladder of being a tranny, and not really. I'm more of a man's man than a man who wants to be a woman. But hello, old Uncle Time, again, I told you I'd forget your name. Just shit him, you know. Been watching while I was bulging my Tocky with Christmas dinner. Bulging your Tocky. Is that slang for masturbation? And how does the dinner come into it? That's got my that's got my an alternative dinner, actually very nice. Full up now, so just the one bottle of speckled hen for later. Good taste, brother. Good taste. I do like me an ale, you know. But then I do like wine. And certain spirits. But yeah, I do like a nice ale or an IPA, you know. It's a very British thing to drink. It was your dad's saying for eating. Oh, well, I love the fact that you're keeping that saying alive. You know, there are so many phrases and words and terms that are proper, old school, traditional, only ever heard in this country, that are slipping away, and I find that quite sad. So you know, keeping these sayings alive is good. It's good, especially when it's connected to a family member that's no longer with us. It's kind of it's like honouring them, you know. So I'm assuming that you had a good dad that you had a good relationship with. I'm with two Jacks, Jones and Daniels. Jack Jones is a whiskey. Jack Daniels is a mash, more like a bourbon. So you're a whiskey man. When I was 12, my mum got a load of alcohol in, ready for Christmas. Remember Snowballs? Load of them, whiskey, wine, vodka, everything. And I can remember, I might have been younger than 12, and I can remember pouring half a pint without her knowing, pouring half a pint of whiskey. And I was so ill, and it put me off whiskey for life, but not for life, because my cousin, who was a squaddy, he went over to Canada and came back with a bourbon. And I'd not touched whiskey because I couldn't stand the smell of it, just because of that memory of how ill it made me. I tried this bourbon, and it was beautiful. So I do like a whiskey now, but I prefer a bourbon. It's a bit smoother, a bit more mellow. Yeah, the whole bulging of your Tocky. It just sounds like a term for an erection. But now I feel guilty for saying that, because I know it was a saying from your dad, but it's just how my mind works. So I do apologise. Yeah, I do feel quite fortunate, old Uncle Time, because I've got a good dad, you know, who was absent for a big, massive chunk of my life, because my mum and dad, they divorced when I was 7, and then we moved to County Durham, you know, so it was miles and miles and miles away. And my mum wasn't a particularly pleasant woman. But out of all of my siblings, considering I'm the second oldest, with almost all of us have got different dads, 5 different dads. My mum was born with a mattress on the back. But out of all 6 of us, I'm the only one that's still got a surviving parent. So yeah, I can. The fact that you had good parents, although they've naturally passed on, it's going to come to us all. At least you had good parents and a good upbringing, mate, and it's probably helped to keep you quite grounded. You will have benefited from that. Ekati or Ecat or Ekati. Loving your profile picture there, brother. It's a powerful symbol that for people like us. And yeah, I'm doing fine, mate. I'm absolutely fine. Yeah. Old Uncle Time. So were you born in London? Christmas is a time when we miss family. We honour them by doing this. Thank you, Rose Hippie, for making it happen. Oh, this is more of a pleasure for me than it is for you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You know, we're all here for each other, and I think we all feel that, and that's what makes this little tribe so unique, important, and just profoundly beautiful, because it's just such a lovely vibe. You know, we've had people kind of pop in, you know, stick their head through the door, don't like the foul language, don't like our take on certain things, just probably a little bit too left leaning or fast asleep. And I'll try and make a friend out of troll first. But if they keep coming back with negativity and negativity and negativity when it's not founded, some of the stuff we talk about is negative because it is negative, you know. But when they're just compounding with negativity and not seeing any silver linings, eventually I have to just eject them because it's bringing the vibe of the channel down, and I don't want that. You know, we're not a group of pessimists. We're not pessimists. We're all of us. From what I've read, you know, in the comments and people and the emails and people that I talk to on the phone now, we're realists, and that is balance. Being a realist, not pessimistic, because they vacuum, they suck up all your fucking energy, you know, with a proper full-on defeatist attitude. And then you've got your optimists that are just too much for me, you know. I love being a realist, and I love the fact that I'm part of something that is full of realists. Love it. Yeah, Ekati, I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Merry Christmas, my friend. Eric, right? So Eric T, right? So it's just an anagram. Yeah, I like it. Smart. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love. Right, yeah. I love that song. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. The way London's going, there'll be an Arabic version of that. What's the Alan Snack Bar beard about? Gotta have the Celtic tash, my brother. Because I've always kind of, well, I've had a shaved head now for, well, probably about 25 years, something like that. So because I've got nowhere, you know, I get bored. You know, so because I can't style my hair, I end up doing something with my face instead. And this is the longest my beard has ever been, and it was right up. It was right up there, but it started coming out of the sides, so I look like a fucking Islamic convert. So I thought that's got to come off. So I've been left with this extremely long goatee, and you've just reminded me. I've actually got some baubles from last year, beard baubles that I need to put in, ready for going to see family later on. So thanks for the reminder. Yeah. What don't you like it, mate? Don't you like it? Potential bird nesting site, and it's quite soft as well, you know. So to any lucky lady further down the line, they won't get as much of a stubble rash all over their body. Yeah, yeah. There's been a few people that have said that, because I don't wear glasses when I'm out and about. You know, a few people have said I look a little bit like a Viking, and I'll take that. I like that. It's nice. Even though they just kept on coming over, coming over and coming over, and pillaging and raping and murdering. You know, bastards, but brave warriors. Um, I hope you're so Lana. I hope your pup's having fun. Is that girl code? um, oh, I love dogs. I love them. I love them. I've always loved them. They truly are man's best friend. You know, if they could talk, yeah, I'd love to know what they're saying. In some ways, I would love to be a dog, you know, but then the thought of going around and sniffing everyone else's arseholes and eating shit and licking my bits. Yeah, I'll stick to being a human. Um, nice beard, same as mine, but my moustache is the centerpiece. Right, so you've got like, is it kind of right down like that and separated and then twisted so it stands out more? Um, I would like to get it plaited, but it needs to be a little bit longer. But I would like a plaited beard. But when I'm training, I put an elastic band around it. Just kind of makes it a bit neater. Lana, you are forgiven. Playing with your lovely doggy is a priority. Absolutely. Yeah, they love it. You know, I mean, Zephyr, she's my shadow. She's no matter where I go. So if she's downstairs, I go upstairs. If I'm not back downstairs within under a minute, she's upstairs. She follows me everywhere. She's sat right next to me now, but she was coming underneath my legs, you know, for a bit of attention and stuff. And I did feel a bit guilty. But this live stream today, on Christmas Day, is absolutely necessary. And I'll take him out later on for a bit of a walk and get them fed. 25 years shaved, same as me. I started going bald and didn't like the side bits and the back, so I thought maximum shine. Yeah, and you end up with an all over tan as well, and but that it does come with a downside, and that's sunstroke, which I've had a few times. So let's say put some sun cream on, and I'd be like, I'm not putting that shit on my skin. and I want to get a tan, and then I'll suffer. That night I'll be sat there shivering because I've got sunstroke. I'm such a sun worshipper. You know, I love it. I love it. We don't get enough of it in this country. I was designed for somewhere nearer the equator, I think. But yeah, and then doing a little bit of research, as all of us have done over the last 4 or 5 years, discovering that coconut oil has an SPF of about 7. I put that when it's really, blazing, and I'm doing a bit of gardening or whatever. I'll just keep reapplying coconut oil to my head, which does the trick, and it's nutrients for your skin as well. So it's a win-win. Dreads would look good. Oh, do you know what? Honestly, mate, when I see someone that's got dreads, whether they're black or white, yeah, I instantly, especially if they're white, that's not a racist thing. It's just that quite a lot of black people find it easier to make dreadlocks because of the kind of hair that they've got, with it's being thick and so not everyone with dreadlocks, not every black person with dreadlocks is a Rasta, it's just the way that they've styled their hair. But when you speak to a white person that's got dreadlocks, you already know that they're probably going to be really, really chilled out, laid back people. Chilled, Patterdale. Before we got Sky, which was our first dog, we sat down together and we were trying to work out what breed would suit our lifestyle, because it's getting a dog is something that you shouldn't just it should never be an impulsive thing ever, because they take up just as much care and attention as children to some degree, and you need to make sure that you choose a breed that fits in with your life, that would benefit them as well. And a Patterdale was on our shortlist of 5 dogs. Beautiful dogs, lovely. But we ended up going for a Border Terrier because they're built for stamina. They were bred for running alongside horses across the English and Scottish border, and they're waterproof. Patterdales are gorgeous. Yeah, they are. My cat adopted me at 6 months ago. She has made my life so different. They do. This is why there are hospices and places like that where people are, they've got all of the faculties, but they know that they're in there because they know that their time on this plane is relatively imminent, and it's a lot to process. Sal had to go through that. So a lot of hospices allow people to take dogs in and cats in so they can pet them, because it's so therapeutic. I'm not a massive fan of cats, if I'm honest, because I think they're quite selfish animals, but I admire their independence and their ability to survive, whether they've got an owner or not. They do it a lot easier. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Patterdale at the beginning of the year. He's a gorgeous nutter. Yes, nutter. Patterdales and Border Terriers are very similar like that, and they've also got little person syndrome, where you've seen the size of Zephyr. Well, if she saw a Rottweiler running at her, she'd run at the Rottweiler. She would want to fuck it up. They're just so so fearless, you know. Your Annie, he's called Bob. Is that the Patterdale? Because there's a film called A Cat Called Bob, or A Cat Named Bob, or something like that, based on a true story. A homeless guy adopted this cat, and they made a film around him, and beautiful, beautiful. You know, they make for perfect companions, cats and dogs, because they're non-judgmental, and their love is without bounds and unconditional, which is very rare in humans. Yeah, Eric, what dogs have you got, mate? And or dog? What dog have you got? And I've always chosen bitches. I love me some bitches. They're just slightly different to dogs, you know, slightly different to males. The only downside about having bitches and having two of them, it's just like women. You know, it's it's time for them. You know, they're approaching coming into season. They turn into such ratty little bastards. You know, with me, with each other. You know, fortunately, not all women get like that when they're approaching that time of the month, which is good. You know, Sally was fine, absolutely fine. Maybe a little bit more needy, but I didn't mind that because I don't mind. I quite liked the fact that she needed me. You know, we don't own cats; they own us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas dogs, yeah, they're miles apart as far as pets are concerned. I don't like the word pet. Furry family member. Um, Gorgeous nutters. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous nutters. Oh, so you're familiar with the film then, Annie? Yeah, I recommend anyone watch that. Watch that because it's a roller coaster of a film, and I like films like that where you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. But it's just it's such a beautiful. In fact, if anything, that film made me like cats more than I did. You know, because of the unbelievable level of reward that he got from that cat. I'm pretty sure that cat saved his life. Pretty sure my girls have, you know. Yeah. Or Amorth. Great dogs too. Yeah. Sounds like she found the perfect home. Yeah, I think sometimes things just come together and it's like it was meant to be. And I love that. I love that. I love philosophy, you know. I'm a massive, massive fan of Alan Watts. You know, even when I'm having a low day, right? I struggle to sleep. I am a little bit of an insomniac, and the only thing that can get me off to sleep, apart from a good shag, which is not on the menu, is listening to Alan Watts because I resonate with him. I get him. I understand him. I understand where he's coming from, and I would highly recommend that you listen to some of Alan Watts' talks. It'll make a lot of sense to you. Got a very interesting take on things. Yeah, Amanda, I love all creatures, great and small. I could never kill a spider. I could never deliberately kill any animal unless it's having a go at me, then it's going to get it. So if I see a mosquito flying around, I just, just a mosquito flying around, whatever, just doing its thing. But you land on me and try and take my blood without my consent, you're going to mosquito heaven. If a dog bites me, it's going to get a whack. If a horse kicks me, it's going to get a punch, because that has happened. I fed it an apple, right? And it ate because my first wife had 2 horses, and this was a bastard horse, but I wasn't aware of that. So I gave it an apple, and then it turned round and then just kicked me straight in the groin, knocked me flying. I thought, you fucking bastard, you're having it. And I punched it, and it just didn't flinch. So whatever, and then turned around again to do it again. So I was looking for something. I didn't want to get close to it, so I was looking for something I could just fucking throw at it, bit of revenge. And there was nothing apart from dried horse shit, which was light as a feather. That's all I could throw. So that horse won that day, little bastard. A husky, collie, corgi cross. That's a mouthful. I'm glad that I didn't have to read that pissed up. Husky, collie, corgi. Husky, collie, corgi. What an interesting combination that is. Corgis are quite rare in this country as a breed. Not many people have corgis. Oh, yeah, another proper dog lover, Eric. My dog was born in the very spot I tried to end it. Wow. She was born in an old cottage I had 6 years prior. She was meant to be my dog. That's a beautiful story. Yeah, I can relate, brother. I can relate. Assuming you're a woman, I mean, Amroth. I don't know if you're, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. If you'd like to just let me know, so I don't keep calling you a her when you're a man or a man when you're a her. I don't like spiders, but won't kill them. Yeah, they're pure. They don't mean you any harm. We haven't got any venomous spiders in this country. All spiders bite. All of them do. But none of them have, none of them can do any harm to us, really. Not indigenous British spiders. And I can remember talking about racism, and someone saying, "Well, we're all one race," and I said, "Well, we're not. We come under the banner of the human race. We're all human, but we're not all one race, and we know this." So that I was considered that was considered a racist remark. Now the fucking irony of that, right, is going back to spiders. If spiders didn't exist, then arachnophobia cannot exist. So if different races don't exist, then racism can't exist. That was my comeback argument, and yeah, that was the end of that. Yeah, losing a dog is like losing a family member. It's the same. Sky, whose life ended at the age of 7, and I've known border terriers live to 17, 18. But I had to be, because of our bond, I had to be the one to hold her. And I just felt her life just fade away in my arms. And when I was 6, I had a dog called Prince. It was my dog. Always slept on my bed, no one else's. I was sent down to the shop, which was just at the bottom of the street, to just pick up a few bits and bobs from this little corner shop owned by a lovely English elderly couple. And Prince had followed me down. Now, Prince didn't understand black people. You see, a lot of dogs struggle with black dogs because they can't make out the face properly. So he ran across the road, barking at these black guys. It's a very multicultural area, Radford. And I shouted him back, and he always came back to me. But on his way back, he got hit by a car, still limped his way over to me, and then died in my arms when I was 6. So yeah, it's heartbreaking when you and I felt a lot of guilt from that, because if I hadn't have shouted him over. And anyway, it is what it is. We can't look. None of us should live in the past, because it can keep your vibrations down, because that's where regret lives. The past should be there for reference only. You know, what we've learned now from them, from our past. Dwelling in the past is really, really unhealthy. It's just there for reference. Prepare for the future, but spend a lot more time trying to live in the moment. Sitting with my ginger cat on my laptop. He's my little shadow, follows me everywhere. That's love. It's a bond. You know, if your cat does that, because I've always associated cats as just being selfish animals. But if your cat's following you around everywhere, that's a proper bond. It is, and it's beautiful. Absolutely adore and love horses. Yeah. So my first experience on a horse, I'd never ridden a horse in my life. But because my wife had one, I thought, let's give it a go. Let's try it out. I didn't try it on her horse. No, they gave me a very, very sensitive horse. Fortunately, I was in a menage, so I was all right. You know, I wasn't just going to disappear over the horizon. But I was kind of given instructions on how to hold reins and how to get them to move. You know, squeezing the back of your heels into them, to move forward. And I squeezed a bit hard, and the horse just took off. And the faster it went, the more I was gripping on, and the more my heels were gripping in. It kept on going faster and faster and faster, to the point where one of my feet had come out of the stirrups, and I'm just my hands had come loose of the reins. So I ended up with my arms around the horse's neck, holding on for dear life. You know, and its head kept on whacking me in the face. And all around the menage was probably about 15 women and young girls, all just pissing themselves. Until one of them finally came in and saw that I was in distress. So came in and slowed the horse down, and then I had a few more goes on a few different horses after that, and yeah, it's an incredible sensation riding a horse. These powerful beasts at one, you know, just unbelievable, being as one with these magnificent animals. So I wouldn't mind getting back into horse riding again. I don't like horse racing. I love how animals just be and live in the moment, and they have the purest energy. Yeah, they do. They do. They are pure. They don't have any clutter in their heads. You know, they're not thinking about stressful shit. They're not thinking about how am I going to pay next month's bills, you know, or the car's due for its MOT, or any of this, you know, any of this shit. They just live in the moment and they love you unconditionally. You know, what's not to love about that? You know, we should be able. It would be good for us to take a leaf out of their book, if anything. With the pigeons, squirrels, crows, fox, reindeer. Yeah, it's just heaven. I love wildlife. I love wildlife. You know, when I go wild camping, which isn't very often now, because I don't really know anyone that's really kind of into that. If you sit in your hammock in the middle of nowhere, silent for about 5 minutes, and you're all camoed up, you wouldn't believe the amount of wildlife that starts to. You see so much happening, and yeah, I'm just in my element. I love it. I love just being completely surrounded. I think I might need to scroll back up again. Like last night, I'm just waffling on and not reading the comments. So I've missed out Amethyst Moon 69. Merry Christmas. I've got a feeling that you're a female with a name like Amethyst Moon. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 69, is that when you were born, 1969, or is it your favorite sexual position, or both? Where are we? Oh, I didn't miss you off. I just missed that one comment. I do apologize. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Amroth, I'm a man, mate. All right, fair enough. My bad. And even happier for you to just clearly state that you're a man and nothing in between. You know, one of these. Fucking hell. I think that's coming to an end now. I do think it's served its purpose to a certain degree. It's not. I don't think it's being pushed as much as it was. The whole. I can't even remember the letters. Q. I know there's a Q in there. I can't remember it because my brain doesn't retain useless fucking information about stupid people. Animals can be guardian angels. I think they are. So yeah, type in what you think your spirit animal is. I think mine's a panther. I know a lot of people don't believe in that sort of thing. I don't even know if I do, you know. But it's just a thought, you know. I thought if I had a spirit animal, what would it be? And panther came straight into my head. And I did have 2 panther tattoos. I've got one of them covered up now because it doesn't look like a panther. Someone pointed out to me about 5 years ago that it looks like 2 monkeys shagging. And I said, what? So I had a look in the mirror and I could, that's all I could see from that moment was one monkey back scuttling another monkey. So I thought, you've got to go. So I had that covered up. No, you'll never forget. You'll never forget our furry family members, even if it's like years and years on, because of what they did for you, because of what they did for your soul. Live in the now, not the past. Yeah, it's a healthy way to be. especially now with what's happening and, you know, having to deal with all that as well. Spending more time in the moment, just like dogs do, is really beneficial for us. And sometimes easier said than done, you know. The Power of Now. Good book. I'll look that up. My problem is, David, is that I'm not much of a reader. Right, Zephyr's drinking. It's just that noise. Yeah, I'm more of a listener and an observer. I've probably read about 4 or 5 books in my whole life, and that was just to kill time in jail. You know, that was it. But I've had to flick through a few of these books. I've not read through them because they're reference books rather than yeah. But I'll look into that because I might learn a thing or two, and it might benefit me because I'm preaching on to you guys about living in the moment and not in the past. And I spend far too much time in the past. I'm great at giving advice. I am. But I'm just shit at taking my own. Yeah, I agree, Amanda. It's sad when we lose them, but no regrets because the amount of benefit and the happiness that they would have had as a result of you, and vice versa. Mud Fossil Earth. I had a border terrier named Tyson who lived until 17. Yeah, exactly, mate. You know, that particular breed of dog, they do have quite an extensive longevity of life, which is one of the reasons why I was one of many reasons why I was utterly devastated when I felt Sky slip away in my arms, because I knew that she was like a third of the way through her life, and she followed me everywhere. She was an unbelievable dog, unbelievable and brave. Yeah. Been gone 20 years, but not forgotten. No, I've still got Sky's ashes, you know, and little photos of her dotted around. She played a massive part in my life, and now these do, you know, help to keep me sane. And so do you. So do you lot, you know. Again, I think we all benefit each other. Amethyst. I have a robin that visits every day. Yeah, robins. You know, I think there was a poll done quite a few years ago. I think it was on Countryfile or some sort of program back when I had a license, and they put a poll out for people's favourite birds, indigenous British birds, and so many people put robin. Now, a male robin is one of the most violent animals in the animal kingdom. They are utterly ruthless. They're so violent because it's a territorial thing. So they need to make sure that they've got a territory, and no other male robin comes into that territory because you know he's trying to get the female so that they can set up, you know, a life together and raise some chicks. So a robin will attack another robin, and they usually aim for the eyes. Extremely violent birds, but you won't think it. And they're very closely associated with Christmas as well. A robin redbreast, you know, in the glow of a campfire, or you know. But yeah, violent little bastards. But I do love them. I love birds, feathered or not. Hey Lily, hey, how you doing? Lily's got quite an interesting channel. If you want to go over and check that out, I'm subscribed to it. Lizzie Gazoo. Merry Christmas, sweetheart. Much love from across the pond. And she's another one who, when I'm kind of watching one of her videos, she's got one of those voices that is quite calm. You know, she could do audiobooks, that kind of voice, like, or even do a storytelling channel, and I think it'd do well because she's just got such a lovely voice. And yeah, a channel's quite interesting. Moon 69, Julia, my favorite too. Moon 69. I think I've missed something there. I've just burped there and didn't say excuse me. It's not like me because I have got good manners. But it wasn't a ripper, you know, one that you could literally feel in your house through the screen. Burps make me laugh. Farts I'm not a fan of. My daughter Twinkle lives in America. Whereabouts does your daughter live in America, Amanda? Anywhere near to where did you say you were from? Again, Lily. Did you say Seattle? Yeah, wow. Marfugal News and Marfugal Tea, the guy who does that, he's from Seattle. I'm still subscribed to his channel, but again, it's another channel now. They're constantly trying to sell me stuff, and I'm just not interested, you know. And then you've got like the little spaceship on top of the. I've forgotten what that's called, so I do apologise, you know. And that was featured in Men in Black as well. A giant cockroach was climbing up it because that was its spaceship. It was going to take off in it, and you had to prevent it. Yeah, talk about going off on a tangent. The man, the myth, the legend. Hi. Oh, thank you very much. UK Urban Prepper. Much love, brother, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Cats are spiritual. Well, I mean, cats were you know, during the Egyptian times, they were held in very high regard, you know, because of their belief in the spiritual connection of cats. And you know, they reckon that cats can see stuff that we can't see and sense stuff that we can't sense. Have Bovea. Have Bovea, Terry. Have Bovea. Nah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'll stick to me very cold cup of tea, which has got Graham's milk in it, and oh, have Bovea. The farts, right? Sorry, mate. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it took me a while. Hi, UK up. Spurs fan. A Spurs fan. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I get the connection. Spurs, Arsenal, rivalry that goes back decades and decades and decades. like Nottingham Forest and Sheffield Wednesday and Derby County. Just my daughter Twinkle lives in California. Yeah, how's she finding that, Amanda? I know the Angry Bootneck lives in California, and well, I've heard a lot of people calling it Comifornia, and the fact that it's just almost unbearably woke there, which is such a shame, because you look at California in the 80s and it would have been an amazing place to live. All that sunshine, you know. I knew a California girl, she used to grow weed in her front garden, because you can do that there. And she'd mastered the art of creating these really, really strong, powerful strains of skunk, just growing in a garden, and then she'd sell it on to pharmaceutical companies, where they'd make it into oils and stuff like that and sell it on. It would have been an amazing place to live back then, you know. But it's yeah. At least she's got some sunshine, Amanda, and she's keeping her vitamin D levels topped up. Silver lining. Just south of Seattle, along the water, the Space Needle. That's it. Yeah, the Space Needle. Yeah, Seattle. They get very similar weather to the UK, I believe. Yeah, I hope you're all right there. I know that there are a few. You know, was it a red state or a blue state? You know, I hope you're okay, because I know things are getting a bit rough over there with you're having your own invasion. So we over here in the UK can relate, and Europe. The Men in Black started in the area I am. The Maury Island incident. Right, yeah. Yeah. Isis, Egyptian goddess of cats, I think. Didn't see that comment coming, and it's not ringing any bells, but I like it. Terry's Tribe with the Beautiful Vibe. That's got a lovely ring to it, that has. Hasn't that got a lovely ring to it, eh? Terry's Tribe with the Beautiful Vibe. I love that. Thank you, Amanda. It's not Graham's milk, it's yours. You know, I reckon I could get away with shoplifting chocolate oranges, because the Terry's, you know, they are by default already mine. You know, what are you going to say? I'm having them. Got my name on it. You've got the death penalty in Egypt in them times if you hurt a cat. I didn't know that, Eric. I had no idea. Wow. Yeah. And get this, just going dark for a second, and then we'll you know, lift it back up again. Isn't it mad that back then, in ancient times, a death penalty for harming a cat? Now, in China, there are no protection laws for animals at all. None. Right? So these wet markets, you know, where they're literally skinning dogs alive because they reckon it makes the meat tastier. What the fuck? And there's a new craze in China of people doing videos of torturing and mutilating cats and kittens and videoing it, and they've you know, loads of people watch. It's really big over there. I'm not a fucking fan of China. I'm trying to think about anything that I like about China, and all I can think of is beef in black bean sauce and the wildlife there. That's it. Yeah, isn't it lovely? Isn't that lovely, Annie? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Twinkle. Is doing all right. She lives in a nice selective area at present, thank goodness, and she's awake. That's key. You know, the thought of me having a son or a daughter that was fast asleep, and knowing that they were kind of, you know, because I know some of our little tribe that's having to go through that, Annie, and I can't imagine how stressful that would be as a parent. But you know, I've got a stepson and a stepdaughter, so the nearest I've got to kids, and one of them is extremely awake and a pure blood. So, and his mum, Sally, she died of pure blood. See, silver linings. There are silver linings are everywhere. They are everywhere. You know, I guarantee everything has a silver lining. It's just sometimes things can be so dark. Storm! Let me just close that door because she's just licking her bits, and all I can hear is that. Stop licking, or at least go somewhere a bit more discreet and soundproofed. Oh, see, I've lost my my train of thought. Yeah, yeah. Everything has a silver lining. So you know, I've the one of the one of the two kids of Sally's that I thought the most of and connected with the most is the one that's not been jabbed and is awake. And I've got to go and spend time with a family that I think a hell of a lot of that I know are still going for boosters, and I'm one of these people that really struggles to bite my tongue. But that's something I need to just make sure I maintain focus on tonight because I don't want to bring the mood down. Fear adrenaline gland. I think there's something in that, mate. Yeah, maybe a dog version of adrenochrome. Oh, so sad. I've seen so many things that I can't unsee. I've seen some terrible things, and I've witnessed some terrible things, and they never leave you. My friends have woke children. Very sad. It is very sad. It is. You know, imagine being a parent and a good parent at that, and watching your children become so indoctrinated and brainwashed, and then you ending up coming across to them as some sort of nut job conspiracy theorist, when in actual fact you are coming from a place of absolute sanity. It's so inverted. You couldn't make this shit up. You couldn't. But yeah, my heart goes out to all parents that have got children that aren't awake and are jabbed up, and that's genuine love goes out to you guys, because I can, even though I've not got my own kids, I get it, you know, I get it. Without the dark, there would be no light. Absolutely, you know, that yin yang sign, you know, it has to be there. And evil, twisted bastards on this planet have to exist, because then it gives you contrast of what it is to be good and kind. You know, it shines a light on people like you. I worry my daughter had the first 2 vaccines, so she could go to her best friend's wedding. You see, I can't push forward enough the importance of having good, strong moral principles. And I'll die by mine. I will, because they are absolute and justifiable. So you and I know that her best form of approach would be, I'm not taking any jabs, so I'm really sorry. You're my best friend. I just can't come. I can't attend. Well, that didn't happen. You know, my stepdaughter and her fella. Yeah, we had the jabs because we wanted to go on holiday, which is a very, very, very common one. That it just goes to show how easily manipulated some people are. And I think, yeah, that does your head in, just like me. I can't remember what I said now, mate. This is how I get. I go off on tangents and kind of lose my way a little bit. Let me just go back up a little bit. I don't want to miss out on anyone's comments. See, like I said, if there was a massive channel, I wouldn't be able to do that, because you know, I look at, you know, I'll watch some live streams and they've got like 5, 6, 7,000 people watching and all interacting, and you can just see that it's just going up and up and up and up. You don't get a chance to read any of it. So there's, you know, they're having to just pick one out here and one out there just so that they can show that they are interacting with the audience. And I wouldn't be able to do that. So we're fine at the size we are. Let's keep it that way. Yin and yang. Yeah, it's a powerful, powerful symbol. Very, very powerful. It's so simple, yet it means so much. Oh, someone's chucking me some hearts. It warms my cockles when people do that. That's not a hint. But thank you. It's lovely. It's very, very lovely. My middle lad thinks he's a girl. Yeah, I know, Annie. I know. Look, hopefully he won't go down the route of changing his gender. You know, he won't go down that, you know, the really extreme end of that. And hopefully he'll just kind of, he'll grow out of it and go on to hopefully have a missus and kids and a normal life. So fingers crossed for you, Annie. And the other 2 are okay. All 3 took the shot. I know. Well, I've met you a few times now, mate, and your level of positivity really, really does shine through. You know, I can feel it. So for you to stay positive like that, in you know, keeping a light keeping that flame going in the darkness can be very difficult to achieve, but you're doing it. You're doing it, at least on the surface. From Amanda, I'm very sorry for your loss, and I'm pleased that you have 2 beautiful children. I lost my husband 10 years ago. Please know that you are not alone. Oh. Thank you for that, Amanda, and know that you're not alone either. Come on, chaps and chapesses, let's fill the screen with hearts. Oh, you're gorgeous. You're a gorgeous bunch. You're just so lovely. You know, I feel so genuinely privileged to be part of this. You know, because we're all unique, but we're all good people. I believe that there's not one single twat in this 18 people that are watching this live stream. Not one single twat. Every single one of you would be on my Christmas card list, and you would get a hug, a big fuck off hug, if or when I ever get to meet you. Beautiful, beautiful people. She was her bridesmaid, but she regrets getting it. Yeah, again, regret. You know, regret is a monster. There are certain monsters in life that are ridiculously difficult to go to battle with, and regret is one of them. Regret is a monster that you are unlikely to win in a fight. So you just have to. It's all about acceptance. Acceptance is so important. So you just accept what's happened and then move forward, and that is way easier said than done. But hopefully she had, you know, as a bridesmaid, you know, she only maybe had 1 or 2 and then just left it at that. I'm thinking that's the case, and I'm hoping that's the case, and touch wood that she won't experience any problems further down the line, you know. So I empathize with you. If you got this far and had the original shots, you may do fine. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't even read that, and I just said that. So it's nice to see someone in agreement with that. It could have quite easily have been just saline, you know, and yeah, my heart still goes out to you though. Yeah, it is easy to print a card. Yeah. Well, then I went into places and they were like, well, if you're not going to wear a mask, why aren't you wearing a lanyard? I said, because I don't want to wear a lanyard either. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to wear a lanyard. And in this country, it's against the law for you to ask me my personal reasons for not wearing a mask. So if you'd kindly just fuck off out the way so I can carry on doing my shopping, please. And then off I go. We shouldn't have to justify why we shouldn't have to justify our choices to anyone. It's got fuck all to do with anyone. We are Spartans and we don't back down. That is right. That is right. We are Spartans. We are warriors. If you think so, my idea of a warrior, right, is somewhat is a warrior, a proper warrior, is a good person, innately good, right? But will go into battle with a big fuck off sword, right, and slash the fuck out of any bad person that gets in the way. And whilst he's doing it with heart. A true warrior, a true fighter is someone that fights with heart. And in this live stream comments section, that is full to the brim of people who fight with heart. So you are warriors. You are. Life, a funny thing that happened on the way to the grave. I love that. It's one of those little kind of very short but profound little sayings. And you've got a lot of them, David. You're a deep man. And I get on with deep people. You know, I can't be doing with shallow. You know, people that are more shallow than a puddle in the Sahara. Absolutely nothing in common with these people. You know, how deep do you want to go? That's me. How deep do you want to go? I'll go as deep as you like. Excuse that phrase, you know. Oh dear. You see, I love innuendos, you know, and that's very, very British, you know. Turning something innocent into a sexual innuendo is part of our culture. Pure blood always will be, and I believe you, Eric. I think you'll be one of those people who will do some damage to anyone who tries to pin you down and stick anything in your arm that you've not agreed to, and they will sustain damage. But hopefully it won't come to that, you know. They might try, but a lot of people have awakened to this and realised, you know, from being vaccine injured or knowing friends that have been vaccine injured and put the pieces together, the puzzle together, and yeah, they wouldn't fall for that shit again. And yeah, good luck with to people like Bill Gates. I'd love to get him on his own for a few days, you know. And I am a good man. I'm a good man with a massive heart. But a lot of people have mistaken kindness for weakness and found out the hard way. So I don't fuck about, you know. But yeah, I would the things that I would do to that man. Yeah, far too graphic for YouTube, and he's not the only one. And I'd do it. It would be justified. Thank you for all those lovely little hearts coming up. It's very kind, very kind. Where was I? All right, Matt. Sorry, I only just spotted your name there, brother. Happy Christmas, mate, and much love from my home to yours. And I think I can say that on behalf of everyone else here. You know, much love, brother, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining us. Sorry to mention this, but my husband died of leukemia almost 15 years ago. I'm sorry for your loss, Joanna. Um, I lost a friend to leukemia, and it is a punishing. I'm not. I don't want to make it sound even worse for you. And I do believe that most cancers are as a result of some sort of deficiency, and the way that we live isn't how we are meant to be living. You know. Um, so yeah, as you know, Joanna, I lost my wife to cancer, but a different type of cancer. So I feel you. I feel you. Just know that. Um, the Karma Sutra. You getting dirty? Get a fucking room. I like saying that. They can't. I mean, yeah, the Karma Sutra. I mean, yeah, you know, I can remember getting that out, hiring that out from the library. You know, back in the days when people used to do that, and in a very new relationship. So I wanted to see how many of them I could pull off, and it's probably why I've got a bad back. Can I suit myself? Oh, Jesus, where did all these come from? It's just jumped to about 20 comments that weren't there a minute ago. Right. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I'm really sorry. I've not ignored any of these comments. I've just clicked down a little bit, and they just all appeared. So let me try and get into that, and then just read through. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Again, this is a new experience, relatively new experience for me. I'm getting used to it. You know, it's not rocket science, but it's just yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I've missed loads. Um, yeah, I'm a Amethyst Moon. Sorry for your loss. So yeah, not long after I lost my wife. So if you ever feel alone, use that email. That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. And I will respond. I will. It might take me a bit of time sometimes, especially over the Christmas period. But I will respond. Symbol of aloha. Oh yeah, it is a lovely word. It is, Lily. Yeah, and a beautiful flower. We are one. Yes, we are, Eric. We are. When you meet someone that's like-minded, that's awake and conscious, and all of that good stuff, there's an instant bond with the vast majority of these people, an instant bond, and a very powerful one, which wasn't really a common occurrence prior to 2019. Another silver lining, you know. We are one. We are one. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that, David, losing a daughter. Yeah, all I can do is empathise. I can only imagine how destroy. I know. Well, then I know about loss. I do understand a lot about loss, and I do believe it's different. I do believe that it's different. The dynamics of grief are quite broad. So I think it's different when a mum loses a child. I think it's different when a father loses a child. I think it's different when a woman loses a husband and vice versa, or losing a parent. You know, I think they're all different. It doesn't make one doesn't mean that another one is less horrific and painful. I think they're just different. And then on top of that, you've got your own uniqueness and your own your own uniqueness. So that's going to make it slightly different as well, because the way that you would grieve could be very different to someone else's version of grieving. You know, it's very complex. And I'm now just in the process of trying to arrange for grief counselling so that I can start to move on. So I'll let you know how that pans out, because I know there is a chance that it could rip a lot of plasters off a lot of sores and cuts and gouges. But I think it's something that needs to be done. Thank you, Rose Hippie Guy. You are cherished, adored, respected, and loved. You are here for a reason. Never forget. Sending positive energy, hugs, and much love always from my soul and heart. That's such a beautiful message, you know. One thing I need to try and make sure I avoid is getting choked up on camera. Well, thank you for a very beautiful message. And again, I can't see me through your eyes, so I don't know. I've got a lot of room to grow. We carry our grief. Love and grief are intertwined. They are. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that comment, David. Alana, I took them and feel very angry with myself for doing so. Don't beat yourself up about it, Alana. I don't know if you. I don't know what part of the live stream you jumped in. But I did mention earlier on that regret is a monster that you will chances are you're not going to be able to win in a battle. So you have to just ignore it, accept that it's there, but kind of turn your back on it. Don't fight it, because you won't win. So don't regret what's happened. You've got no control, none, zero control over the past. Zero. Well, you've got so much control over now, which will trickle into your future. Yeah, so don't beat yourself up, Alana. You know, we've all got massive regrets, and hopefully you'll be one of the ones that just had saline in you, you know, and you'll go on to live a long, healthy, happy life without any complications. Oh, nice big hug there from Annie to David. I love a good hug me. A lot of detoxes to try. Yes, there are, Alana. Nicotine is one, but you need to try and get it in its purest form. A lot of people are a little bit paranoid about the patches because of the whole hydrogel element and possibility of that being sabotaged. And we've got to keep our heads on a swivel. We've got to come in from all angles, but we're dealing with it. We are dealing with it to some degree. That makes us superhuman to be able to be this perceptive of what they want their dinner. I wonder if I can take the laptop in there with me so we can carry on talking. Yeah, so nicotine therapy, apparently that's very real. I think there might be something in coriander. There's more and more coming out now because enough time's elapsed for people to do people that are on our side that have got access to equipment that they can experiment on to try and find ways of combating the spike protein and the graphene oxide that they insist is not in any of the jabs. And the foreign DNA, But yeah, there are. I'm sure you've probably looked into it already, Alana, because it means a lot to you. But keep digging, keep looking, and there is always a solution. It's just sometimes it's not very obvious. Terry, have a guess who my ancestor was, and I'm far worse than him. Bloody hell, mate. I could be sat here guessing all night. I'm assuming it's not Vlad the Impaler or that bastard Henry VIII. Whether that would make you connected to the royals, I suppose. And if that's the case, just unsubscribe now and do one. Is it Vlad the Impaler? Some sort of evil, twisted bastard from our past? Let me know, because I can't guess, mate. I am Spartacus. If you having that kind of mentality, I am Spartacus, I am Boudica, I am William Wallace. Developing that attitude will do you wonders, because I have. And again, not in a big-headed way, or I'm well odd. I am, not like that. Just a fuck around and find out kind of attitude, and it serves me well. I think Zephyr needs to go out for a wee. Just bear with me a second. Right back. Yeah, when she's got to go, she's got to go. She can't open the door herself, and time's a good healer when it comes to loss. It is, Matt. It is. It doesn't feel that way initially. You can be in a position where you're thinking, this will never end. This level of pain and sense of loss is so overpowering that you think that it's never going to go away. And Yeah, let me just let her back in again. Oh, bear with me. Bear with me. But yeah, when I was kind of put myself forward for grief counselling about probably about 2 years ago now, and they told me I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, which made no sense to me at the time. I was grieving. You do counselling based on that. Where's the problem? Now I understand. Now I understand. Yeah, Alana, a lot. There were a lot of people that that got jabbed up because they were under immense pressure. You know, whether it was from work, you know, and you're a different person now, Alana. You're a completely different person now. You know, if anyone tried to, I'm fairly certain that off the back of that and a lot of self-reflecting that you've done, I know you don't even need to tell me in the comments because I know you will have done a lot of reflecting. I'd bet my house now that you wouldn't crumble under pressure from anyone ever again. There's another silver lining. Don't beat yourself up, lass. Carry On films, yeah, proper British humour, and the opposite of woke. You couldn't get away with that now, you know. You sexist bastard, looking at Barbara Windsor's tits or whatever it was. Oh, matron. Yeah, that sort. It was just fantastic, you know. An era, a bygone era that should be remembered and brought back. You know, when we take our world back, freedom, harmless humor. You know, stop trying to take our fucking Britishness away, because if you keep whacking a pony or a horse or a donkey, you know, whack 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 on its arse, eventually it's going to kick you right across the fucking streets. Shit, started this that we have to be angry at. Yeah, don't be angry at yourself, and just learn from it. You know, just use it as a reference point of how much you've grown as a person since then. Bus driving ninja, right? Fuck me. But I was thinking I'm never going to be able to pronounce this, and I'm live. We're doing it live. So, bus driving ninja. Now, that evokes quite an interesting image in my head. Made my day, this stream, mate. Love. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. You know, it's made my day. It's made my day. I'm loving this. I love this. You know, because we're communicating in real time. So this is the closest we've got to having a proper conversation face to face. You know, and it 100% has made all of us feel less alone on Christmas Day. And that was the point. But I'm also now aware of the time and the fact that I've got a lot of presents to wrap and a few cards to write out, and then a Christmas tea to attend. But if I'm completely honest with you, I would rather just sit here all evening interacting with you guys, because where I'm about to go is full of people that are the opposite of you, apart from Reese. So, you know, I feel really, really, really comfortable talking to you guys because I know you get me and I get you. I'm going to go to somewhere where people are just so fast asleep. But I have to overlook that. I've got to overlook that and try and keep myself in check. It's important that I do that because they'll all be a little bit pissed by now. And the more pissed they get, the more fun they get. The more fun they get, the higher the levels get, you know, spiritual levels get. And then I open my mouth and the room's gone silent. So I've got to try and make sure that I maintain a tightrope walk. They will get very battered. Yeah, I think you mean, I'm assuming, Eric, that you mean the people responsible for this, and I agree. And I would lead the charge. I would lead the charge. I would. You know, sometimes it takes one man to lead an army. One man with the balls and the courage and the passion and the strength and the heart to lead an army. One man. It's all about inspiring others, people, you know, and being passionate and having an innate sense of what's right, doing the right thing. Very important. Yeah, Amethyst Moon. All of my innuendos are terrible. Because I fit into dad joke kind of age bracket now. I've got some terrible jokes. Terrible. I might put them. I'm hoping to carry on doing a live stream for anyone out there that's a little bit of an insomniac. I know David Guna David might end up, you know, being in bed crashed out, and I'm sure a few other of you guys will as well. But it won't be late because I will very politely choose my moment to say that I need to get back to the dogs, you know, and no one's going to argue with that, even if they know that that's not actually the truth. Well, it is, but it's not. So I'll try and get back and carry on with another live stream, if you like. This shit's addictive because I'm around people I think a lot of people, beautiful friends that I've never met. All right, yeah, right. So you are terrible with innuendos, and I think what you mean by that is that you turn so many things into an innuendo, and it's very British. And even if you're not British, it's still hilarious because it's just harmless, you know, humour. Like, it's light-hearted. Innuendos, you don't get more light-hearted than an innuendo, you know. But then I suppose, you know, if you come across and you've got a reputation for being a right little fucking leech, like a proper predator type man, and then you come out with a sexual innuendo, that will just creep people out even more. They won't find that funny. So I think it's about the person delivering the innuendo and how it's presented. And I'm sure that you're very good at it, Amethyst Moon. Wow, that just jumped. That just jumped a lot. Oh shit! Right, so I think Annie, David Gooner's gone, which is that's a shame. Going to have to chip off. If I've not caught you in time, or if I have caught you in time, see you later, Annie, and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Christmas. You know, make the most of it, sweetheart. Like I know you will. This has been a lifeline today, Joanna. You know, I knew we'd all benefit from this. I knew we would. I knew we would, including myself. But what I did was I ended up applying a lot of pressure to myself because I didn't know whether or not I was going to actually be able to pull it off. And I had that in the back of my mind. But that's irrelevant now because here we are. And thank you for just being part of this, Joanna Morgan. You know, you are appreciated. And if you want to jump on again later on tonight, I'll be there for you tonight as well, you know, and you'll be there for me. Black Douglas. I'm not quite sure what Black Douglas is. You might need to elaborate a little bit on that, Eric. Nice to chat with everyone. No, there's no need to shout, David. Much love, brother, and enjoy the rest of your day. Make the most of it. The first round, 70% placebo to help detox bromelain black seed oil. Yeah, I've heard about that. Green teas, anything that's anything that can detoxify you. It sends your body into another mode. Fucking glasses. I think I might have some better glasses actually, but they're not as powerful, but they're good enough. They'll be good enough for me to be able to read the text, and I won't look like Trump. You know that meme that I posted where Trump has his glasses like that or like that because someone had shot his tab off. So yeah, what Amanda's just said there would yeah, there's some really good information there that you should maybe look into, and try not to worry much. I cried this morning as I watched Atomic Shrimp reading letters from the trenches. Beautiful. Can you imagine? And we think we've had it rough, you know. We think we've had it hard. And many of us can reel a list off. But that, you know. So every one of those tears, Joanna, was justified. Nice to shed a tear, Joanna. It's a release. It is a release. It is good. It is good to cry. You see, me, I would take on anyone in a fight, a proper fight, but it would have to be justified and no way of getting out of it. And I would feel quite confident that I would win, regardless of their size. But then on the flip side, I'm quite an emotional man. So I've got absolutely no idea what pigeonhole I go in, you know? Or maybe I don't need one. Maybe there isn't one. Oh, some little love arts coming up there. I love it. Love it. It's so lovely. You know, it's just a little exchange. I'm sorry if I've read your comment too late, Amanda, and I've missed saying good night to you. I hope you're still there to hear that. Sending lots and lots of love from my home to yours. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Just enjoy your evening. Make the most of it, you know. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's doable. No matter what's happening, it's doable. It's all about your mindset. And from every message that I've ever read from you, you've definitely got positivity in your soul, and you are a realist, and extremely appreciated. Oh, everyone's saying bye, Amanda. Oh, it's lovely. 65-year amethyst. I don't know. 65, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, David. I don't get that, mate. Not shouting, bro. Oh. Mate, I knew why you were putting everything in all caps. But I know you get my sense of humour as well, which is good, you know. Magnifying glass steamed up. Yeah, I get it, mate. I get it, brother. I get it. I understand. Eric, I'm shocked you don't know who Black Douglas is. I don't, you know, and I loved history at school. I was a big fan of history. I loved it. I look back and I now hate the history that I was taught, because we're now witnessing history being manipulated moving forward. So what we were taught at school and about World War One and the Holocaust and lots of other deep shit. There's so much lies. So yeah, a little bit pissed off. But I did have a really decent history teacher that was that also that I think knew that a lot of what he was teaching us because he was told to teach us that, but knew the truth about a lot of things. So he used to get me thinking. He was a good teacher. Are you off, Lily? Oh, that's a shame. Just enjoy the rest of your Christmas. If you're still there listening to me, enjoy the rest of your Christmas and have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Hopefully around people that appreciate you as much as we do. Okay, so much love, my American friend, and ciao for now. We'll see you in the next one, and take care. Hard but soft Limp Bizkit. Is that an innuendo? I don't know. Love you, Rose Hippie Guy. Oh, I love you too. Honestly, Joanna, there is always a solution. There is always an answer. There is always a solution. It's just sometimes everything can feel so overpowering that you can't see it. You can't see it. And sometimes being part of something like this, where people genuinely do give a fuck about each other, you know, and it's real. It's very real. So you can end up with people pointing some stuff out for you that might help you further down the line, or something for you to research to then reverse that regret, if that makes sense. But yeah, love you too, mate. It's a very kind, very beautiful message, that. Matt, is that you off? Have a good one. I'm not sure. If it is, enjoy the rest of your Christmas, brother, and we'll see you in the next one. And ciao for now. From Amethyst Moon, I'm grateful for every day, for all the wonderful things in my life, from having a roof over my head, food, family, all the things we take for granted. That's what makes us wealthy, truly wealthy, Amethyst Moon, you know, because it's priceless. You can't put a monetary value on these things. You're extremely wealthy just to have those things. You know, there are people out there now in the cold, in the rain, with no one, nobody. Just kicked to the side, kicked to the curb, like they're nothing. On Christmas Day, some of these people fought for our country in pointless wars. Couldn't make this shit up. Didn't mean to bring that down then. But yeah, I'm just very mindful that we are very, very lucky, and it's healthy for us to focus a lot less on all of the bad shit that's happened to us in the past, at the present, maybe in the future. Just focus on all of the good things that's happened, and happening and will happen. So yeah, you're very wealthy, Amethyst Moon. I'm glad you're still with us, Lily. I'll keep waffling on for a little while, but then I'd say, yeah, maybe another 10 minutes or so. I'm really, really sorry, but I've got to go. I've committed, and when I commit to something, if I don't follow through with it, I beat myself up. So that was one of the reasons why I was so elated when I managed to pull this live stream off yesterday, because I followed through with a promise that I knew was important, and not just for you guys, for me as well. So I've got to attend this family gathering. I have to be there. I've got to go, and I need to get changed. I'm keeping for anyone that didn't get to see it, I'm keeping the top on. Yeah, bit of blue fit dads. But just a quick change, some wrapping up of presents, which I'm not very good at. And I think subconsciously, the reason why I'm shit at wrapping presents is because whoever I hand this gift to is just going to rip it open. It's going to get chucked on the floor because they just want to get to what's in the middle of it. You know. So what's the point in kind of getting? You know, I know there are perfectionists in amongst you guys. I know there are. I think Lily Gazoo's one of them, if I was to hazard a guess, based on her channel, a perfectionist. So yeah, I don't really put any effort into it. They don't look shit. I don't just put something in it, just wrap it all around it, put a bit of sellotape around something, just hand it over. You know, there is a bit of effort goes into it, but not a lot. I'm not going to put loads of effort into something that's just going to get destroyed. It's just a waste of my time. Tribal gathering, good for the soul. I totally agree, David. I think it's going to be a necessary or a natural progression from this at some point. But again, we know that 2025 is going to be. It's just going to be, yeah, a black belt in origami. I gave up on grading, David, because but for a few reasons. So I'm still training. I know what belt I'm equivalent to, but I just saw it as a money making scam, and so I just, I'm not there to kind of to get belts. I'm there to train and stay fit. Um, Romeric 69. Yeah, nice. It's such a shame you've jumped in just as I'm getting ready to jump off. What a shame. What a shame. But yeah, great to see you, man. Or woman. It's just hard to. I just can't. Sometimes I can't tell. Sometimes it can be quite easy because of the picture. That your profile picture, or the name. You're very welcome, Lana. Are you shooting off, sweetheart? Are you done? Yeah, I like Black Bastard. Oh shit! I don't know where that came from. Black. It's a very, very easy thing to do. That. Okay, now. Black belt barrister. My only issue with the guy is that he's like constantly. Yeah, it was at that. I know, mate. I hope not many people caught that. I know you did. Wrong with your fucking ears. Yeah, he is good, Lana. I'm gonna stay on for another, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and then I've got to get ready. Feed the girls as well. They've not been fed yet. And then I'll jump back on. Of course you are, Lana. You're a woman. You multitask. You're multitasking, lass. And whilst you're doing that, you're also breathing and smiling. Yeah. So black belt, nearly black belt barrister. He's always trying. He's subscribe. The guy's a barrister, and I know. I've got a rough idea of how much money these people make because my cousin's one. He's not short of a few quid, and he's got lots of other little sideline incomes as well. So he doesn't need your money. And my other issue with him is that he's all for the legal system. He's trained in the legal system. So you try hammering him on common law, and he'll just fall apart or just completely ignore you. And as far as I'm concerned, there are no other laws other than common law and natural law. That's it. And I can remember watching one of his videos where he was going on about this thing where people are just stopping paying for their electricity and stuff, and they're having the meters replaced. And he was saying like, blah blah blah, the energy suppliers, they have a right, to payment because they're providing you with a service and blah 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 blah, which is bollocks when you really look into it. And if you've got enough mental energy to fight it, which is on my agenda for next year, I'm fighting a few other things at the moment that I can't go into. And then, so yeah, he was like blah blah blah, blah about energy companies and it's unlawful to do this and dangerous blah blah blah. And then he went on to push his one of his sponsors of his channel, which was Octopus Energy. So I thought, he's got his uses. He's got his uses. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, David. But he's got more political recently as well. So he's kind of added an extra edge. So that has made him more watchable to me. Man, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, nice one, mate. It's nice to know what gender you are. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. But yeah, handshaking back at you. Much love, brother. Much love. I hope you've had a good day. our sensors are filters anyway. Yeah, they are. Yeah. He's gone a bit political too. Yeah, I think I just said that without reading that. Yeah, I quite like the fact that he has gone a bit more political because he's giving another kind of element of the kind of audience that he's got, another angle on things, rather than it being all things law or legal. You like my top? Yeah. Well, one of the places where I had to, we had a bit of a gathering at a place, a club that I go to. Again, I'll expand on that at some point. And they have like the child classes first. So I texted ahead and said, look, I can't wear a t-shirt because it's too cold. And I was just coming off the other side of a chest infection, so I was struggling to regulate my body temperature. I couldn't get warm, so I said I've got to wear a jumper, but it's my only Christmas jumper is a little bit kind of adult. And she just said, well, wear a coat over the top of it until the kids have gone, and then take your top off, your coat off. And yeah, it got lots and lots of chuckles, you know. There are some Christmas jumpers I've seen out there that I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to the family wearing this. Well, they saw it last year, so they won't get shocked twice. But yeah, I think again, it's British humour. It's British. It's kind of, you know, it's an innuendo on a jumper that can be seen. Is it a what's the word when it's got two meanings? I always struggle with that word because it's a double entendre. Is that right? So yeah, it's definitely kind of, anyone that sees this top is going to smile, you know, which is good, Right, my beautiful, beautiful brothers and sisters, I am going to have to give you a temporary goodbye, or ciao, because ciao is hello and goodbye. So I can just get my shit together because I'm feeling the pressure now, time wise. But I will jump in. Yeah, mate, I'll be doing these. You know, all times. You know, all times. So you will definitely get on, and they're recorded permanently onto the channel as well. So even if you miss out on interacting with us, you know, live, you can still watch the live streams that are pre-recorded and, you know, have it on in the background listening to me waffling a load of bollocks. So you won't miss out either way. But much love, brother, and thank you for just joining us and contributing to the comments section. You know, always appreciated. Always. Okay. Have a good one. You've got to go in a minute, so you best move. Yeah, Eric, yeah, but the dilemma is, so Silenced has just joined us, you know, so missed out on a fair bit. So I have got to go. I literally do have to go, and just know that even when I'm there, I'll still be thinking about this, and when I come back, I'll fire up another live stream, because I'll be sober. But I would like to get a few drinks down me. Yes, it's fucking Christmas. I hope so, Silenced. I'm not quite sure what time it'll be. Hopefully before midnight. It will definitely be before midnight. And yeah, we'll pick up where we left off. And yeah, thanks to all of you for joining me. You know, you are all appreciated and you all matter. Okay, so much love. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Much love and ciao for now.